video, we're going to look at the repository. Now, the repository is where you can store documents and images, any sort of file, whether it be a zip file, whether it's a PDF document, or even whether it's a photograph. And the idea is that these items are stored there. They're not necessarily used for anything, but you may have noticed in other videos that when you're going to upload something to an article or to a page, you had two choices: one to browse your computer, one to browse the repository. So if you chose browse the repository, then that's where you will find these particular documents, files, images, etc., whatever you put in there. And it also allows you to put large items in there that may be used. Now, it's really good for things that you might use on more than one page somewhere, or that you might use within the text editor that you might have seen when you're inputting some data items, when it looked a little bit like Microsoft Word, for example, that little window where you type in the main body. You can add photographs and documents into that particular area, and they come from the repository. They can't come from your computer to go into there. So the repository is handy for those things, and I'll mention more about how that all fits together later. So let's use the repository and just go through some basic motions. So there's our repository manager. Click on that. You can view the contents, and as you can see, there's actually nothing there. And over here you can of course select items and delete items, more than one at a time if you want. We'll quit that and just go back, and we'll upload some items. Now you can upload as many items as you like, and they can be anything up to 10 megabytes in size, but I don't recommend that you just do things at 10 meg because they have to be. Photos do not have to be anywhere near that large. They only have to be about 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, which means they'll end up being 50, 60, 100, 120 kilobytes. You do not need a 4 or 5 megabyte photograph. There's no advantage whatsoever in computer terms or internet terms, or in the way it looks on the screen. None whatsoever. So keep that in mind. I might even put another video or article on the system about how you can go about fixing your photos so that they are within those limits. And you'll find the website will work a lot faster because of that. Don't get sucked into this whole thing about megapixels having to be more and more. It's absolutely useless. It's an absolute waste of space and time as far as the internet's concerned. For us normal people, I should add. Okay, let's get to it. Let's add some files. So we click down here and add files, and I'm going to pick some from my group of pictures here for the sake of it, and we'll do that one, and I'll hold down Control key and then click and hold down don't move your mouse while you're holding, don't drag your mouse with the button down. It's very important. Just hold down the Control key and click, Control key and click. So all those highlighted in blue will be uploaded. Click on open. They're all, and if you think you want to add something else just for the sake of it right now, you can go to add files again and add something else from another folder or from any other location in your computer. And we'll see what else we've got here. Not much by the look of it. I'll go to documents and see if I can grab a PDF file or something like that. It doesn't look like I've got any, does it? And there must be some here somewhere. How about that one? Just looking for a PDF file in particular. Thought I would have had some there. Let's go to documents. Just remember that you've got your choices here. It's only showing me the image files here. So if I want a zip file or PDF file, just click on the PDF option and it'll show the PDFs. Okay, so I'll just click on that one there for the sake of it and add that. So don't forget that little choice down the bottom right hand corner there when you're looking for your files. And that'll just limit what you're going to see from those three choices: images, as in photos, PDFs, or zip files. Zip files are compressed files, so unless you've got something to zip them up with and something to unzip them with, not much point having them. Anyway, they are very handy. So there's our images. You can have up to 20 or 30 images all at the one time. There's the sizes, and as soon as we click on Start Upload, you'll see the percentage showing here. You'll see the little green bar moving here as it goes through the entire selection of 5 files. There's an indicator there showing you how many you've done. You can see the ticks appearing. The percentages are all 100. This one's a large one, so it's going to take longer, of course. And wait for the tick to appear before you close the window. Ticks are all there. 5 of 5, all done 100%. Close the window. Now you can view the contents, and there's the 5 items that we uploaded. And you can see that one's a PDF file, so if I click on that, it should open up in a separate window so you can see it, and you can make sure that that's what you want. Or you can click on one of the photographs and you can view them. And remember, there were 4 photographs in total, so it'll let you view the photographs that are there, backwards or forwards, whichever way you want to go. And that's really it. That's just where they're all stored, and that's what you've got there, and you can remove them at will. Remember that if you use one of these items in that text editing box where you might include a photograph, especially inside the text editing box, using that text editor that looks a bit like Word when you're putting an article in, then if you go and delete it from here, of course that item won't be there for that article to show it on the particular web page that it's on. I'll demonstrate that in another video just so you get the idea. So anything you use, you must leave in the repository, otherwise it won't be there. Unlike the option where you choose to upload something from your computer or the repository, that's a different thing. That copies the file from here and puts it somewhere else for the web page to use. It's only when you put it inside the article amongst the text in that body box or the body text, or it looks like Word for Windows with all the buttons about bold and italics and all of that, little text editor. If you put it physically inside there, then you can't remove it from the repository, otherwise it won't be there for the site to use. A little bit hard to understand, but again, I'll do a separate video on that. Now if I want to remove one of these items, I can just click on the one I want. Let's say number 12, and of course if I want to see it before to make sure that's the one I want to get rid of, it's fine. I've ticked it. Select all, delete the selected items. Are you sure? And number 12's gone. Of course, I could tick them all. Select all. That'll put a tick in all of them. Delete selected means they all go. If I want to change my mind, I can deselect all of them. That takes the tick away, and then you can think about what you're going to do. And I might do 3 or 4 different ones here, just for the sake of it. And delete selected. It should only leave number 13 left. Am I sure? Okay. Number 13 is the only one left. And I'll click on that and delete that one. Now the repository is completely empty. So that's the repository, and you really have to understand what it's for. It's to keep items that you may want to use over and over again, so that you don't have to keep getting them from your computer. May not be that many items that you'll use that way, but it allows you to store them there, and size is not an issue. And the part that these files are used in, if I go down to the website here and let's go to that particular item just for the sake of it, I'll open it. This is that box I was talking about, the text editor, this bit here, the body. So if I use this here to click on to get an image, it gets the image from the repository. And then you can put the image physically inside this text box here. So when you do that, you must never ever delete that picture that you use in there from the depository, you must never delete it from the depository. Otherwise, when the page goes to show it, it won't be there because you've deleted the file. So that's the only catch there. Whereas if you use, and of course you could put more than one picture inside your article here. You could put 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 if you wanted to, and you can resize each one of them within the box here so that they fit the way you want them to. If I choose this one here to browse the repository, then that copies the file from the repository to another location and attaches it to the story. And you always see that little icon up in the top left hand corner, or if it's a photo, you'll see the small thumbnail image in the top left hand corner of your article. So that's produced from that. That means you can delete the repository item because you actually made a copy of it. Whereas inserting an image into this area here, and it comes from a repository, it doesn't actually make a copy of it. It just knows the name of the file and that it's in the repository. So if you delete it 2 months later, then when the story shows up on your web page, the photo won't appear because it's not physically there anymore because you've accidentally deleted it. Okay, we'll leave that as that and get back to our. So that's it at the end of the day.